we're just so excited. We were talking back there earlier a little bit with her, and I just know you're going to be encouraged. So you don't want to miss it. So don't move wherever you're at. Just have yourself a seat, get yourself a cup of water, tea, something, and enjoy what Miss Donella is going to share with us today.
Hello, hi. Thank you so much for having me. I'm Donella Brooks, and I. All of those things that you just said, I do own Donella Cachet Enterprises. This is what MS looks like, the Donella Cachet Multiple Sclerosis Foundation, and I think I said Donella Cachet Enterprises. So what I do is I advocate for multiple sclerosis. I was diagnosed with MS back in 2004, and what MS is, it's a debilitating disease that causes a lot of people to stop moving. One of my cousins I lost earlier in his 40s. My uncle has MS. He is mid-50s. He's completely paralyzed for right now with it. And I have been clinically diagnosed since 2004, but I knew already I had it. I was misdiagnosed for many years before that, and initially treated for everything from juvenile diabetes to hypochondriac. Oh, you're fine, there's nothing wrong with you, you're not really sick, because there was so much about MS that people didn't know. Still is.
What were your symptoms then?
So the symptoms are so vast.
Okay.
And because it's not one thing that detects it, it's often swept under the rug with lots of pain medicine and pain killers. Early on in my teens, I was fainting a lot, but I was always in pain, tremors that you couldn't see, but I could feel. So I'd go to the doctor and say, like, I'm trembling, and hold your hand out. Well, it's not trembling, you're not trembling, right. But I could feel it on my inside because it's a central nervous disease. Right. So, wow. And with me, I like to lead by saying one of my major, although I don't have a lot of debilitating parts of it, they say
Don't
that,
you love they?
I know, right?
That was a big thing when we were growing up.
Right,
it's always they say. Well,
like,
they say this and
right,
they say that. And then you're stuck with picking up the pieces after they say.
Yeah. Well, they say that if you have anything over 13 lesions, now you're detectable. So I had 17 the first time they looked when I was 28, and then I was able to say I had MS. But I've been passing out forever, never having.
Where are the lesions?
They're in my brain. So I've got 52 in my brain.
Wow. Wait, do you know about art? You know.
I don't know a whole lot about this disease.
I didn't either.
So I'm very fascinated.
That's what I was going to say. You might want to stop and give us a little brief breakdown of what MS is, because I know it affects your muscular system.
It does.
But maybe you're new to this and haven't heard of it as much, and maybe you want to give us a little bit of an idea of what it does and a little bit about MS.
I have to cheat and read my book because one of my biggest symptoms is memory loss.
Okay.
So with me, I have cognitive memory loss. And so when I'm talking, sometimes I can't find the next word. Okay. Like sometimes I can't remember if there's two N's, there's only one in my name, or I can't even write my name. So memory loss is one of them. My first, I don't know, because I knew that I was sick for so long before I was diagnosed. I was finally diagnosed at 28. I passed out at work during a presentation, and then they called the ambulance. Ambulance came to get me. They took me to emergency, and I was given an MRI, and at that time, I'd already had 17 lesions. But that was the first, I was 28 years old. That was the first MRI I ever had. So by
how
then,
do they know to look for the lesions in your brain?
I don't know. They just gave me an MRI because I passed out, and I guess that's protocol. I just passed out at the right time, at the perfect time, in the perfect place.
Right. And if I understand correctly, the MRI is that picture of everything. So then it gives a more detailed picture of your brain and what the functions are and where it's firing and where it's not firing. So they might be able to see some of that. Maybe
the lesion's always in a brain? If
no,
someone
they
has
can
a
be in
lesion
your spine.
Okay.
A lot of disability. So what happens is the myelin, I like to call it from, if you think about an extension cord. So in an extension cord, you have where it needs to connect to the when you plug it into, right, thank you, I forgot that word. When you plug into an outlet, the power.
Right.
So the myelin kind of breaks down. So if you look at my myelin, there are spots that are white on my brain. Those are where the lesions are that have literally burned out and it's gone. Those connections, over 52 of them, don't talk to each other. So when the brain stops talking to your feet and your brain stops talking to different parts of you, some people can't talk, they can't walk, they can't, unfortunately move the way that they could, think the way that they could, and live the way that they were able to live, then that's when they call that, moment having an exacerbation of your lesions.
I guess, how did you feel? This is a whole new thing for you. So they're just explaining all of that to you.
I was devastated. I was scared. But I really didn't know what to expect. What's my life going to be? I already know 2 people in my family, although they say it's not genetically, it's not something that you get genetically. It's something you can get from where you live. It's a lot in the Midwest. There's so much about it I already knew about it. I knew what it can do to you.
Right.
And I thought, I have this? I thought I was gonna die. So the medicine, even now, all these years later, almost 19 years later, is designed to delay disability. It's like it's inevitable, so you're connected to this ticking time bomb. You're just waiting to do something to you, like something. Like what something are you going to do? So during that time, those years, I was momming and wifing and growing, and I was working, and I was growing a business, and there were several legs throughout my life where I just kind of stopped. And then sometimes I was sick. I've been hospitalized over 200 times. Every time I thought, okay, this is a big one. Like this is it. This is going to be the one that changes my life. Last June, I was driving home. I lost all the mobility on the right side of my body, and I couldn't feel the gas under my foot. So I drove to the hospital with my left foot, and I ended up in the hospital for a week. I was sent home with a walker with a daunting prognosis of now you have progressive MS. And I thought, okay, this is that moment that I've been dreading. I'm never going to be able to walk again.
So it sounds to me like this is the type of disease that could cause a person to have great depression in their life.
It's I'm glad you said that. It's the #1 depression-causing disease in the U.S. Of course, we say U.S., but we don't know. It's the #1 depression-causing disease. So I was so depressed. When I started writing this, there was a lot of depression. I was suicidal. And it's more really about, this book is like a lifeline back to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I wrote this one really raw, like in a lot of pain, just talking to God, a lot of why, a lot of what now. And he always reminded me what he'd done. So I was just reading the Bible, and he was leading me to the most, the most interesting. It wasn't a Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Like once he had me like lamenting throughout Lamentations for like a month. I'm like, why do you have me reading Lamentations? Like the whole book is just sad. And God met me there just to let me know, I see you. I've got you. You're going to be okay.
Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed the video. To see more like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button below. Get all the latest content from TCT Ministries. We'd love to pray alongside you for God's blessings in your life, so you can email your prayer requests to prayer@tct.tv or click the link below and submit your request at tct.tv. God bless you and thank you for watching.